All right, everybody, welcome to our live stream pre-game show. We kind of have a pre-game show at Hustler.
Yeah,
this is kind of the pre-game show. Ooh, I got to turn down my phone volume. I am looking at all of you in the chat, and I am here to ask Nick all of these questions. I know all of you are excited, as am I. I'm going to be hosting later today. Nick's going to be in the VIP room, which sounds freaking lit. If the camera crew follows me, I'm going into the VIP room and I'm going to record. I'm going to interview you and some of the players at the table.
Let's
and the place is popping right now. Everyone's excited. I can't wrap my head around how big this event is going to be.
Dude, it's here and it's now. It's insane. We're going to bang this little pre-game show out. We're going to hop in the GMC and we're going to head over to greatness. I'm very excited.
So now, tell us. We want to know because it's been up, it's been down. Is Tony G in the motherfucking house?
Tony G is in the house.
I'm so
and he is ready to bang it up. You want I think everyone wants the final lineup today?
Okay, so the chat is, I see you all in the chat. I'm going to be asking Nick all of the questions. The chat, number one thing we want to know, give us the solid lineup and why do the lineups keep changing?
Okay, so the lineups keep changing because, as Rob Young said yesterday in Spaces, sorry.
This is live.
This is live, baby. Can't edit that. Anyways, as he said, when you're putting a game like this together, it's hard to do it for one day, and it's hard to get players to play at this level. And when they have to travel across the country, coming from all different places, their finances change, things change, family things change. It is a moving target, but Ryan and I knew from the beginning that we would have this challenge. The last 2 days we have been burning the midnight hour, putting this lineup together and getting Tony G here, because if you remember, he was in, then he was out. And that was a big letdown.
So you said this was an act of Congress, and you guys had to write a letter to God.
Yeah,
you and
this
Ryan
was literally
begging
to get. I don't see.
You sacrificed
I don't think
3
people
goats?
understand. Yes, this was an act of Congress. We had to. It was a filibuster. It's not easy to do this, bro. And we're here, and I'm going to give you the lineup right now, and I'm going to go from left. I'm going to go from left to right on the banner thing we have here. So we have the infamous blank check Ben. I mean, you can't have $1 million game
Bring your
without
mic
him.
closer, Nick, because I think it's just, you know how our mics are.
I
need you to breathe. Heavy.
Okay. So, number 2, we have Stanley Tang, the founder of DoorDash, the billionaire.
I can't wait to say, how's Uber Eats?
Yeah, that's true. We should order Postmates while we're sitting on his lap. All right. Next, we have the JRB.
The
JRB.
Not just JRB. He's like a highway in Northern California. No,
That's right.
Southern California. The JRB.
The JRB.
Northern California, we don't say the. But go on.
All right. We have Mr. Do you know who Brandon is? Tell me if you know who Brandon is.
Brandon's a businessman, right? He owns
he's like an incredible player.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know he owns like a million different businesses. I was like
car
reading up on him.
dealerships.
A lot of car dealerships.
Yes. He's deep.
I like it.
But he's a great.
And he's also in the lab.
Yeah, he's Johnny. Johnny that plays with us on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. It's his brother, Brandon. Johnny and Brandon Stevens.
I love it.
Yeah, if anyone didn't know that, we got the Prince of Princes, Prince Charles.
Of course.
Prince Charles. I mean, this dude, all he does is do stupid. That's what they call it. They look at him before he makes a move and they say, Charles, are you going to do stupid? Because he goes crazy. So we're going to have Charles, the prince, in the lineup. He's going to do stupid all day.
Justin Smith says, preface it, please.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the lineup. I'm going to tell you the lineup.
Before I do.
And before I tell you the lineup, I want you to know that when I tell you the lineup, I'm only telling you the lineup because, well, you want the lineup. So, you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But what about the lineup?
Well, we're going to get to that. Take your time. All right. It's
a 45-minute show. We don't have enough time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then, of course, Rob Young. He's a beast.
He's the best.
If you remember him on the last show with Poker Go, His organic needles to Doug Polk and the rest of the guys were insane. So we're looking for
organic needles as opposed to the inorganic ones
yeah,
we occasionally
because you
get.
could tell, yeah, no, they were organic because some people like staged their needles. He was like, you could just tell like it was from his heart, you know?
Yeah, heartfelt needles.
Heartfelt needles.
That's what Rob Young's giving us today.
Yeah. And last but not least, in the 7th slot, straight out of Cyprus.
Okay.
And now
The reigning
6'1" out of Cyprus, starting at small forward.
With $1 million in front of him.
With $1 million flying in on a private jet with 15 ladies, Tony G.
Oh my
Now,
God.
if anyone out there's a Bulls fan, that's from the Bulls intro, because it used to be, and now, out of North Carolina, 6'4", 6'3", small forward, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, all right. So that's the lineup, and it's going to be epic. And they're all going to have $1 million in front of them. There's no exceptions. You can't put in 5 and then 5 later. This is $1 million, so we will have $7 million minimum on the table, depending on who decides to buy $2 million, $3 million, and so on.
So a lot of people are like, where's Doug? Where's Airball? Where's this? There are 5 days of this
they're
game.
saying that right now?
No, like I'm seeing that on Twitter. It's like, calm down, bro. There's only 7 seats per game. Like Doug's playing on Monday. Airball's playing what day? Sunday?
Airball's going to play probably Sunday or Monday or both. And again, these are moving targets. Think about this. You got 7 people banging it up at $1 million apiece and maybe more. We're going to go numerous hours today. Who knows who's going to go broke? Who knows who's going to be fatigued? Who knows whose wife's going to call him and say, you got to come home? Like, whatever. We have enough players to fill these days. We're going to play day 5 by ear just to see if there's too much attrition or too much fatigue. And we might have a day 5. We probably will. And we're just going to have to wait each day patiently to find out the exact lineup for each day. Now, we know what those lineups are, but they will change.
Anthony D, great question. So we saw the $25,000 chips unveil. Okay. Are there going to be $100,000 chips? And what's the highest denomination we're playing with?
No, on the $100,000 chips.
Is there a world where you guys get $100,000 chips?
There might be a world because we ran out of $5,000 chocolates. I'm sure these 25,000s will get sucked up. And I don't know if our game keeps growing. I mean, shit. Listen, Veronica, when we first went into this, the great late Larry Flint, who passed away right after kind of signing of our 2-year agreement, like right in that area, he had one dream for his casino, a white chip game. That's the $100 chip. He just basically said, I want them to bring us a white chip game. If he was still alive, we're
Platinum
playing,
chip games
he would
now.
not even believe it.
Chris says Tony G has been confirmed in the building. I mean, I don't think he's at Hustler yet. So just to let you guys know, I think the stream starts I think the actual gameplay is at 4 p.m., but we're having a pre-game show at Hustler. I'll be actually co-hosting that with Joey on Saturday, but every day there's going to be 2 people co-hosting a pre-game show, and then I'll be doing it Monday with Christian Soto.
Hey, hang on.
Oh my God, I love Christian Soto. One of my favorite commentators, my favorite person to do commentary with. And him and I, we ebb and flow. We're just yin and yang, and we're just like peas and pods.
Yeah.
That's the Christian and I are.
Now, here's what I'm going to do right now, because I know a lot of times you give me shit when I'm on my phone. So this is live. I have to do it. I have one of our sponsors. I have to get our shit straight with them because it's at the last minute. So I'm going to do it. You keep asking me questions. I have to do a group thing here with my team in Only Poker. But whatever you ask me, I'll tune right back in and ask. Okay? So no shit. Okay? All right. So go on.
Sid D says Larry Flint will be looking down with a big smile. I agree. Chris says Veronica's the GOAT commentator. You have very low standards, and I appreciate you for your low standards. Justin Smith says, Nick, who do you think will win? Now, I'm curious if we can lay not a line, but say like, who do we think today will be the biggest winner and who will potentially be the biggest loser?
Okay, but this is just pure guess.
Obviously, we're not fucking fortune
Well, what
tellers.
I mean by that is everyone listening
Might get mad.
She likes her own jokes. everybody listening maybe doesn't understand the fact that in any game flow, the worst player could win, the best player could. It's just the way it is. This is going to be such a small sample size. But if I had to guess, here's what my prediction
Suddenly
is.
you're a data scientist. Do you understand sample sizes?
Is that what they do? They sample size?
Yeah, we sample size.
Okay.
That's all we do all day.
All right. So, yeah. So I would say from the beginning, I just predicted that Ben will win. I spoke with him yesterday. He has been in the lab. He's taken it very serious. Haven't been able to talk any business with him because he's like, but the lineup, in his opinion, changed a little bit with Mickey out and some of this. So he thinks he's more of a dog now. I have a feeling he's going to step up. Now, the best player at the table, and I only say this from what I know because I haven't seen Tony G play lately, and I don't watch a lot of Rob Young. So this could be a falsehood as far as like a take on these players. But Brandon Stevens is, in my opinion, unless I watch today and see some things, probably one of the best players at the table.
So the one disadvantage for Blank Check Ben is that he's been studying lately. And you know what happens when you first start studying? Your game goes downhill big time because you start implementing uncomfortable strategies that you're not used to. You end up getting worse for a little bit before you get better. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I think like even Nick Airball said that like one of his downfalls was that he went to the lab. And he went in the lab during the Heads Up Challenge. So it is tough to implement new learned skills on $1 million cash game. Like I would go to 1-3 for, 80 hours and implement some of the new stuff before playing in $1 million cash game. So, because of that, and I know Blank Check Ben has a really good sense of humor. I think he's going to be the biggest loser tonight.
Oh my God. I hope
and
not.
I think that Tony G is going to be our biggest winner. And can you imagine Tony G coming in from Europe, flying in and just like crushing the game, being like, thank you very much on your bike. And then he leaves.
That would be amazing.
It would be sick. We would all be sick to our stomachs.
It would be sick. We'll see. We're going to see how it pans
40
out.
40 ounce to freedom. Great question. Do you have any players on standby in case someone gets stacked and leaves or just like leaves because they're, like you said, their wife's calling them?
Duh.
Who?
Your mother's ass. I'm not going to say.
Why? You've told us the main lineup.
So what?
Wow. What a cheeseball move. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
So, Mickey.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look, here's my thoughts about it. And, the fact that I'm not really affiliated with Hustler, I'm just this side blonde piece to Hustler.
Wow, side piece. Nice.
I am a Hustler side blonde piece. So I feel like I have a lot more freedom to say things. I think Mickey is just did this all for attention. I don't think he had any intent to play in the $1 million cash game. If he ends up showing up with $1 million and wants to play, I will do a shot of tequila for being wrong. It would be a harsh punishment.
You should have made it better than this shot of tequila, but I think you were gonna.
No,
and
because
then you walked it back.
I've said before that I'd eat my shoe, and then the person did that. I'm like, I'm not fucking eating my shoe. I'd end up in the emergency room. But I could see this twisted character, being like, I call your bluff, motherfuckers. I'm showing up. And he shows up with $1 million. I could see him doing something like that, but I genuinely think he just did this for attention.
Okay, so let me say one thing if Mickey's watching this. That came from her. I would not say that about one of my players because I am supposed to have class. So what I am going to say is I have no idea if Mickey, why he's not playing. People, and even Mickey alluded to that I suggested it was because he didn't have the finances. I did not. He probably has them. I have no idea what his reason is. Maybe he's got a dentist appointment. I don't know. All I know is I poo-pooed the video that went out about some condition being met because that's not a fact. Other than that, here is what my stance on Mickey. I fucking like the guy. He's always been really cool to me. I don't have any negative things to say, but what I will say is everyone that's jamming, me or the public about, oh, he doesn't have it, he wasn't planning. I don't know. That would be reckless of me to say because I don't know those facts. All I know is that as of right now, he's not playing.
Your phone vibration's literally driving me crazy.
Okay, I got fucking shit to do.
I know, but you can turn off the vibration.
Okay, I'll turn off the vibration, but here we go, okay? This has to happen.
As much as I love a good vibration.
Yeah, totally. Well, you need to because no one else is going to.
And I have another question for you
because nothing else is going to happen. What?
Is there Baccarat at Hustler Casino?
Yes.
Okay, well, Mickey, you can come.
Okay, smart
I mean,
ass.
he's a professional
All right,
baccarat
so we're
player,
gonna get
right?
some behind the scenes shit. I got to get this out, and I got to do it. So this is a thread with my team and one of my sponsors. Okay, hey Tim, meet Neve and Kyle, and of course Ryan. Period. Here is the text thread to make sure that we have all your videos, we have all the logos, what companies that you want to use, if more than one, and any other information my team needs, period. And we need to do this fast today, period. And to my team, don't fuck it up. Okay.
Okay, 40 Ounce of Freedom is asking up all the good questions from chat. Chat pros are top tier today. Who will be the dealers today? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I have a schedule, though. I could go look.
Could you look at the schedule? I think we're
Shit.
all very interested.
I don't know if I can find that that fast because it's like this group text that's way down there. Well,
Poker Pro Eric says it would be fun to have Nick Vertucci announce Alan Keating is on standby. I don't think Alan Keating is the type of guy who would allow himself to be on standby. He's like front runner, the seat he wants, or it's a no-go. I think he's that guy.
Here's what's going on with Alan Keating. We had a good meeting with Alan yesterday. I mean a great meeting. Made me really happy to do what we did, which was we just came. Anyways, we just had a good meeting, and I don't want to talk about what was in the meeting, but I will say this: he is in town. His money is in the casino, so it's there. And if he decides to play, that is Mr. Keating's decision. We are hoping he does. Like I said, he is in town. His money is there, and it is not a no yet.
Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. So his money's at the casino, but he's not in the lineup today, and there's 7 seats. If he wanted to play today, would you pull out an 8th seat?
I would pull out an 8th seat, sit in it, and let him sit in my lap if he wanted to play.
And I don't think he'd take up.
I don't think he would either, but I'd be happy.
But But so you're saying that you'd pull out an 8th seat for him if he wanted to play today. Alan Keating, that's some VIP service for
you're
Alan.
fucking A, it is.
So what happened to Double M playing?
Double M was legitimately going to play Guys Deep, but I don't know the business, nor would I say it, but he is starting something or working on something that is supposed to be massive, and he's already dealing in a massive area, and he's just like, my bandwidth, I just can't do it right now.
Can you talk to us about players that wanted to play that you guys didn't want to play, or basically couldn't fit them in?
Yeah, I don't want to say the names because, and I'm not being like a puss about it, but like just out of respect to them, there are just some, there are actually so many players that want in this game that just can't make the cut with the requirements that it needs to be in the game, and most of our big high stakes players, there's a lot that aren't in the lineup. They all want to play.
Tracking Poker says, is Veronica going to be at the watch party? So I'm going to be co-hosting with Joey. One of the ideas that I got to talk to Ryan about, is having, because I think Joey's going to have a camera crew. I'm going to have a camera crew. We might be at different places. I got to see what Ryan has in store for us. But I think there's a good chance that I go up to the VIP viewing party and interview people there, go to the poker table there, talk to people, ask them, how excited they are about the whole thing. So I'm going to be meandering around all of Hustler. So yes, you will see me. I will be everywhere.
Yeah, and you're going to have tons of free time because we're going to be there for 10 to 14 hours probably through this whole thing. And you and Joey are going to need to take breaks. You're going to eat. You're going to probably be up at the bar sometimes, taking turns, taking breaks. So there'll be plenty of time to simp on Veronica.
So 40 Ounce to Freedom. You know what? You're our VIP. I almost want to give you like a wrench because he's asking all the good questions.
Give it to him.
Anything
He's my
not
boy.
allowed in the game. What's not allowed?
Well, there's
and Brent, can you give him a wrench? By the way, we're produced by Brent Harrington today. Brent, if you can access the YouTube channel and give 40 Ounce to Freedom a wrench. And so anything not allowed at the game.
Well, they've agreed to keeping it down to limited straddle, one straddle, because some of the players are like, fuck, I don't want to play.
And the straddle's capped, right?
Yeah. And what happened there?
Don't worry, Brent's
just
giving
on it?
him
Okay.
let Brent do his magic.
Okay, well, I lost the thing, so I wasn't sure.
He's giving someone a wrench.
Okay, cool. And so, so that, I don't think there's, I can't think of any other rules in place other than the structure of the game is going to kind of stay pat. in place unless there's a real push by all 7 players to raise it and it's really legit. Because there's sometimes, they try to raise a game and there's someone in there that doesn't want it, but they won't speak up. So we're going to be very careful. I think at this point the players do need to speak up. This is going to be playing really, really big and really deep. And to play this big and this deep, I don't want to say it's a big risk, but it's a lot different than, like, I think Rob Young was in Spaces the other day saying they play these stakes that we're playing today privately at some places, but they only buy in 100 or 200,000 deep.
Yeah.
So when you're a milli deep or 2 milli deep, you can get your ass in a real jam, right? So it's a big commitment from these players. So I think that the structure is the most important thing, not to let this go bigger.
So the game is a 500, 1,000, and I think they agreed
2,000
on
ante.
2,000 ante, and then the cap is on the straddle.
Yeah, I don't even know if we'll see much straddle because they agreed
because of the ante.
Because of the ante, which is a smarter way to go with
which
seven-handed.
Makes the game less bananas and more like a well-run game. Like we get to see some strategic play rather than DJ.
Yeah, but there actually with an ante, there actually is a little more action because there's dead money. So it creates a little bit more action in the game, but less blinds. Because think about it, if someone puts on the straddle and then someone puts on the double straddle, that's 4. We got 7 players. It's just not a good structure. So the ante really makes the action good and it keeps it sane.
So David Brummett, really great question. Does HCL ask, or do players typically have to report how much backup rebuy chips they have in their CVS bag?
Oh, no, they just have to put $1 million on the table. No, of course we know some of the numbers because we know what the wires have come in, which I would never state or talk about anyone's finances, but there's a shitload of money in the Hustler Casino right now that has been wired in, and most of these players have a lot more than one bullet.
So Sid D asks, I know the answer to this one because I heard Ryan last night. Are the players taking any breaks? And it's a cash game, so it's just going to keep running. If the players want to eat something, they're going to step away from the table. And it's just like any other Hustler stream with that. Let's see. Poker Pro Eric is talking about electronics, and we do have lockers in the back, so everyone's going to be locking up their electronics, right? Oh no, now you guys implemented a system where like someone comes around and grabs their phones and puts it away, right?
That's always been the case. So what we do there now for that,
and you have new bags,
right? So it's 2, 3, 4 fold. So we have lockers that when the phones are taken, they're put in. You could either put your phone in your own locker, which I do with a lock, or you can just hand the phone to staff and they put it in a locker. And when you want to take a break, you can go get it and check it. So that will be far, far away. It always has been. It's always been like this, even from the beginning when we started. Now we have these, I think they're called Fairnays bags. They're basically these bags that anytime anyone brings anything with them, a bag or whatever, they go in these bags, they zip them up, and no transmissions can be made from that bag because that's the purpose of it. We put those in the back. I think now we got like this drape there so we don't see the bags, like this black drape. We put a black drape up by the lockers, so when we have all the camera angles, and this is something we're just going to stay with because it just looks so much better. Of course, you have to get wanded in and out every time you come back in. And then we're going to have not only extra security from the casino, but we will have Gardena PD there as well.
So John Lee, great question. I love this question. Is there a new poker table for tonight's game? I remember about that a while back.
I'm just going to tell the truth.
Tell the fucking truth, because I said it out loud in live last night by accident.
I'm just going to tell the truth. Hopefully my partner.
I think it's a cute story. It's not a bad story.
No, it's not a bad story. Okay, so here's the story.
This is actually quite
Ryan
funny.
Feldman and I fight like husband and wife. He's the wife. And we argue all the time. And you may see Ryan as this like, oh, he goes along. He doesn't push back. People give him shit. He takes it. This is the most stubborn little shit that you've ever met in your life, right? And so everything Ryan and I do, especially when it comes to something like this table. So Ryan some months back is like, we need a new table. We need a new table. The cards need to read better. Like this table, we need to upgrade it. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Let's get a table. And so we start talking about it. And so Ryan's like, I want better camera angles. So I want a bigger table. I'm like, Ryan, listen, we have so much space in here already. If you get a bigger table, you know,
You mean like limited space?
What I say?
You said so much space. It makes it sound like it's a huge room.
We only
it's
have
very
so
limited.
much space.
We only have so much space. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think I said that, but whatever. Are you a grammar teacher? Or what are we
No,
doing?
I'm trying to get your point across clearly so that people understand.
You come to my house one night for dinner, and now you're doing this.
Look, Boomer,
now,
if you want
now you're doing
if you
this.
want to say, you know what? Say it shitty. I don't care. Say it bad. Make it sound like it's a fucking stadium. Okay, go.
Okay, so I'm like, so come on, man, like we got to think that out, and then I'm like, you know, and even the dealers like Lauren, she's got little alligator arms, she can't reach the chips. Like we can't have this table too big. We just don't have the room for it. I don't think it's a good move. We kind of have this good feel. Let's just, you know, we just add 2 or 3 cameras. You get all the angles you want. So he pushed back on me. He's like, I don't know, whatever. He kind of blew me off. I'm like, dude. And we argued about it, and he dug in and got stubborn. I said, okay, fuck it. Do what you think is right, but it's a mistake. So Ryan works with the company that builds these tables. I have no idea the size table that he ordered because I just checked out. It showed up last Wednesday. The fucking staff at the casino and everyone at the casino were walking around it like they found fucking Noah's Ark. Okay? It was so big. The GM of the casino texted me and he's like, dude, I've never seen a table this big in all my time in poker history.
How much was the table?
Oh, well, how much is it going to be now? Because it's $12,000 more for us to fix this mistake. So it's like this table has like a base that has high stakes poker, like embedded in this iron. It's lighted. I mean, the fucking table is going to be nice, but this table literally you could put people on and send them like on a cruise. It was that big. I'm not even kidding. And so I went down, or they sent me videos, and I get on the phone with Ryan. I said, what are you doing, dude? I said, that's not going to fit in the room. So finally, after all this, and after everyone's telling him, even the guy that built it said, I've never built a table this big. He builds for WSOP. He builds for everybody, Poker Go. And so finally he taps out and goes, oh, shit. So I finally had to get on the phone with the guy. I had him pick it up. I got on him. I'm trying, and we can now. We still have to have a bigger table because the base was so big that if we replace the base, this is like a $40,000 table, okay, with the mistakes. And so he's like, but this is the minimum I can do because the base, your player's knees will be hitting it. And I'm like, fuck, that still feels a little too big to me. Like and he's like, well, you can start over and that'll be this much more. I'm like, oh shit. So I don't know yet, but all I know is that's why we don't have a table yet, and it's being resurrected now, and it costs an extra $12K for this. And I was so pissed at him. But I think this finally registered because there's always these little things like that he gets really stubborn on. And I mean, I lit him up. We do this all the time. So this isn't like me, I lit him up. He gets mad too. And he finally first said, you know what, you're right. I got to stop doing that. Like
first time after 2 years, he says you're right?
Uh-huh.
So you said that he wanted better camera angles with a bigger table. So did you end up doing something else, like get more cameras?
Oh yeah, I got 2 or 3 more cameras, and we have the angles already.
Okay.
So it was the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, so he fixed it the wrong way.
Yeah, we would have need 8 more cameras because half of the table would have been out in the fucking parking lot, and the other half would have been up in production.
Well, that's where Eden Rocks is going to be, right? If he shows up.
Who the fuck's Eden Rocks?
Exactly. So I wanted to ask you a question, and I haven't seen it in the chat, but I'm genuinely curious. You know, when you go play, like if you play 5-10, it's like 1,000 to 3,000 cap or whatever, right? But if you bust, you can short buy. You can buy in for $500, like I think a couple times or something. You don't have to always buy in for the full amount. If someone busts their 1 million, can they short buy if they're 500,000? How many they can endlessly short buy?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I think that's a fairly good deal.
Yeah.
Jimmy Bluffett, what's up? Welcome to the chat. 40 ounce to freedom. You are now wrenched up. Thank you, my friend.
Look at him go.
That's like one of the biggest move ups because it took me weeks to get a wrench for this show. So Wes Combs says, question, a few weeks ago, Wesley had a little over 2 million in front of him. Is this the most a player has had in front of them at the casino? Looking forward to seeing the record breaker, whatever that is.
I think that's the most. I don't have that stat on top of my head, but I think it's the most. And it's really funny too, because that night he put 2 million and some change on there. I think what happens is you just have so many chips in front of you that they lose their value. And he was going fucking crazy that night. I think he lost a ton, but I'm pretty sure it was because it's like I said, if you have that many chips, they look like they go down in value because you just have so many, and like 4 chocolates out of like 1 million chocolates is 20,000, but it doesn't feel like it, But if you only have 10 of them, then it feels like it. And so we'll see how that plays out today with all these chips on the table and how that feels for everyone. I think it'll be like everyone's going to feel each other out for a few hours and kind of get the feel of how it's playing, how deep it's playing, how big it's playing. And then I think at some point we'll just this many days and this many hands of poker, some people are just going to have to get it in. Like those type of hands come up.
And they'll be setup hands, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens.
And by setup hands,
I don't mean
right,
setup.
because a lot of these, not you guys listening, but a couple of the wackadoodles on Twitter, they're like, they think hands are set up.
There's a lot of times where you just get in spots where it's just like, you're just losing. You're just going to lose your entire stack.
You're not going to win.
Like kings versus aces, ace, king, flop. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So Dr. 662 says, can you please ask Nick if he asked Andrew Roble to play?
I think we did reach out to him early. I don't 100% know. I can't remember. Because if it was Ryan.
Did the new cameras get fixed? Also, over-under line on how late JRB is. That's Jay Wilkes.
I fucking don't know how late
we got to set it over-under. 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
You'll be over or under for 1 hour?
I'll go under. I don't know why.
I'll take the over just
okay.
for the swing of it.
Yeah.
Anthony D says, can someone buy in for more than $1 million?
No cap.
No cap. It's not a tournament. It's not $1 million buy-in. It's a minimum $1 million at the table. So Daniel Roberts says, if they start day 1 with 1 million and get to play a second day, can they buy in with say 700K on the next day if they lost 300,000?
Technically, no. But now, would we make an exception for someone who had 7 on them and that's what they had and they've lost? We probably would. We probably would. I mean, that would be the right thing to do. I think they'd be pretty pissed off if we didn't give them a chance to get even.
So there's a VIP. Let's talk about Hustler. Okay, just the layout of Hustler. So on the main floor is Hustler Casino Live, and then the whole poker room's huge if you haven't been there. But then we have a second floor, which is where the VIP room is going to be. Talk to us about the VIP room. I want to know what's going on in there.
Sure, it's basically it's the bar upstairs. It's going to be where the watch party is. There's numerous tables, booths. There's a couple poker tables up there, believe it or not. There's a full bar. There's tons of TVs. And so what the thing is if we have enough people that come just for that are VIPs, we're going to private it up. I have wristbands that I brought, VIP wristbands. If not, sometimes we may open it up to the public because we got to be fair to the casino, make sure that they monetize their bar. So there has to be enough people up there. And but it's going to be pretty cool. And one thing I will be doing after all the dust clears, the interviews are done and the pre-games are done and everything's in game flow, Billy DeGaff is going to every day be running games up there. I am going to be playing poker, watching the Millie game, fucking eating something at the table, and you're going to have to pinch me. They're going to be 10, 20, 5, 10, 5, 10, 20. They're going to different stakes for different days.
There should be like a 2-5 up there too. Yeah, so like us regular folks can play.
Yeah, like they're a $2,000 buy-in. It's just going to be something fun just to screw around and watch poker and play and probably donk off 10 or 20,000.
So I apologize if I say pronounce your name wrong. I'm going to try my best. Wei Ming Sees says, hi, Nick. Nice to meet you. I live in Hong Kong.
Nice.
Your cash game live. Many Hong Kong people catching. Good show. Thank you. Hello, Hong Kong.
That's really cool. That is really cool, isn't that?
Yeah. LGD, this is kind of a snooty question, but I think you can take it. Nick, why not stay loyal to your reg players? Why not sit them in day 1?
Say that one more time.
Why not stay loyal to your regular players and seat them in day 1?
Well, the reason why we're having 4 or 5 days is because we are loyal to our players, but the fact remains that we are building one of the greatest cash games in history, and we have to have big names in there for viewership, for the fans. So I think it's a good mix of Like you're going to see Airball, you're seeing Ben, you're seeing Charles, you're seeing a lot of the guys. Rampage has played on our show. You're seeing him. So I think we've done a good job with that, and all of our loyal players are very happy.
Yeah, and it's not your typical Friday game where you're just going to have all the Hustler regs. Like, we're trying to make this into like a big ordeal, a spectacle. So Steve from Chicago, great question. Will the 10K plaques also be in action? And are they as pretty as Veronica?
I don't know if the plaques will be in, if we're going to need them with the 25K chips and all the browns we have. If we do, of course, they're available.
Poker Pro Eric asks, did we reach out to Tom Dwan?
Mm-hmm.
And?
Tom Dwan gave us a maybe on Sunday and Monday. That's still a maybe, but I'm not I'm not holding my breath.
Numbnuts, thank you for the caps. Very boomerish of you. Asks, are you going to let us hear the table talk? I feel like that's what Hustler Casino does. It's such a weird question. If you're trolling, just like up your fucking troll abilities, because all we hear on Hustler is table talk. It's like what the show's known for. The commentary never talks over the table talk, so it's just like a weird question. Anyway, I love trolls, but if you're a bad troll, it's just not good. So Avi says, is the VIP room something to sign up for or just show up?
Just show up, and if Avi is there, he's like one of our most loyal fans. He says the nicest things. He's a big supporter. If he shows up, come see me personally. I'll slap a VIP wristband right on you.
You heard that.
Is that Avi Scherer?
Avi, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracking Poker says my Google Analytics shows traffic from Asia. We're big fans of like especially in China and Hong Kong, and like the Asian poker community is so big.
Yeah, and like Asian food.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah. So Avi says Wesley is playing, but not tonight. I can't wait. I really love Wesley. I'm telling you, he's one of our favorite interviews that we've done for me.
Yeah.
He's so sharp, so bright, and just tells it like it is. I'm like,
yeah,
you'd fit in perfect in my family, Wesley. Like
Mr. No Filter.
Yeah, my grandmother had never had a filter, and we like couldn't take her anywhere. She just would tell people she'd pinch your arm and be like, "Why are you so fat?" in Polish.
Honest to God, I had the same grandmother, and we were cringing every time. I can't even tell you the
Oh
things.
my God,
I can't even
yeah.
tell you that she was brutal.
So Sanith, he says, "Hey, Brill and Nick, got a question for you guys. Question 1, given this is a unique event in Hustler history, are there any instructions given to dealers, or what are you expecting from the dealers apart from the usual?"
Nothing. Our dealers are top shelf. They're professional. They're cordial, and they have a good time with the players. And they're going to be on their game. They always are. We have not had any special requirements because our level of what we expect from them runs through Monday through Friday every week.
Okay, so do we have different felt for each day of this $1 Million Cash Game?
We do.
Okay, I want to talk about that. And then Michael says, "Hi Nick, best greetings from Poland. Cześć. Wszystkiego najlepszego do Polska.
Hey,
Jak tam
wow.
wszystko, słoneczko?"
Oh my God.
Amazing stream, and also your show here. I love that you have a big choice of guests. Can't wait for this coming game. Will be amazing. Say cześć.
Cześć.
Good. Yeah, cześć do Polska.
Hey, listen.
I'm from, ja urodziłam się
Don't
w
take
Polsce.
this wrong. Don't take this wrong. All you guys out there that are trolls, that was hot.
Ja rozumiem po
can you give
polsku.
us-
Urodziłem się w Polsce, ja mówię po polsku, ale wiesz, już nie umiem tak dobrze.
You went from like a 2 to a 3 immediately for me.
Thanks,
oh my
Nick.
God.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Ty grubas.
I don't know what that is, but it feels like fuck you.
Stary grubas jesteś.
Is that what that is? Oh my God. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so Jimmy
so
Bluffett, always love having you in chat. Jimmy Bluffett's like long time. Like he's in Live at the Bike chat. He's in everywhere. Now he's here. Yes, Avi, Nick has to have his phone. That's just, he's a businessman. Poker Pro Eric says poke is Monday, right? Yes, correct. So Greg, this is a great question. Hey Nick, what's the meal you love at Hustler?
That is a fair question.
Fried rice is so good at Hustler.
Listen, first of all, the fried rice is amazing.
Oh,
It's
and
so
every
good.
kind of fried rice.
Well, I get it with everything in it.
Oh,
I get beef,
that's
shrimp,
the
and
play.
chicken. Yeah,
Last
duh.
time I just got chicken. I'm like, oh, this is a
no.
This
You
is
get
not-
all three.
You get everything.
I
Beef,
get everything.
chicken, and shrimp.
Always.
Oh,
Okay?
I gotta do that.
Their beef galbi is the fucking nuts. So that's a Korean dish.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't even eat cooked salmon. I like sushi salmon, but I don't like cooked salmon. Their blackened salmon is amazing. I order it and eat it.
Oh, blackened salmon with the steamed vegetables. That's the play if you want to stay skinny at Hustler.
Yeah, it's really good.
We've got 5 more minutes left. So if anyone has any last minute questions, Dana says even her laugh sounded Polish for a minute. No tak, ja mówię po polsku. Co?
Jeez. So weird.
Jimmy needs a job. No, he doesn't. His job is to be a VIP in every poker chat. Kilo says, hi, Nick and Veronica. My question, is there something you know about the game or lineup that you know will surprise people, even if you can't say it?
Well, I think we got a shot at a couple big names deciding to play, but we'll have to see what happens.
Kim says, can you consider having a Euro friendly stream at least once a month? I don't know what that means. You want tanking? You want headphones?
Euro friendly.
It is Euro friendly. I'm right here.
Here's oh god, I don't even care who cares about this. Here's a Euro player making a pre-flop decision for $1.
And then folding.
This.
It's painful. So I was playing 510 at the King's Lounge last World Series of Poker. First 2 weeks were me and the old school degenerate gamblers from Vegas. And we had a blast. Then we went to strip clubs after with some of these old regs.
Yeah.
And then the Euros moved in. And mind you, I am a Euro, but I'm an Americanized Euro. The Euros moved in, ruined the game. I stopped playing. And then they were too good. Obviously, I'm not as good. I can't beat the Euros.
And not everyone has escaped communism like you. So.
Not everyone has escaped. Last night, I was at Nick's place with his family. And kids are laughing. I'm like, oh, how nice. No one had to escape communism here. Everybody's so happy. No one is broken.
She's like, this is so weird to see a family talk to each other.
Yeah. My family's just like, eat bread. Shut up. We escaped communism.
Yeah. You got to meet 2 of my daughters.
Yeah. Your
2 out of the
family's
3.
the best.
Yeah.
I love your wife so much.
I know you do.
If anything were to happen, I'm taking your wife's side.
That's fine.
And
yeah.
I'm probably going to end up going on vacation to Mexico with your wife at some point. I'm feeling that vibe.
Good. That'd be great because that means you both will be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick seems to surround himself with a type. You think I am a certain way? His wife and daughters are basically like this too. We're all yammering on around the table, and Nick just like, he goes and sits down in the corner of the living room, and he can't get a fucking word in this, man, because we're all just like, talking, showing each other our phones, fucking.
And I'm tuned out, and everyone's going over there just to test me, going, Nick. And I'm like just staring at the TV because you have to be able to have the ability to tune out.
Otherwise, you'll lose your mind.
Yeah.
Biscoff, hi, Veronica and Nick. Good luck tonight from the UK. And is Tom Dwan returning last minute from Triton tournaments? Do you ever watch the stream? Do you ever play short deck, Nick? That's a lot of questions.
Well, I'll handle the short deck thing. We might have played short deck once in the past, but we play this ante game on Tuesday where everyone antes 25 and the button antes puts in 50, and it's kind of a short deck feel about how it's played. But game has become really wild because of that structure.
Okay, so let's talk about timings for today.
We have 3 minutes.
We have less than 3 minutes.
I gotta get to a
We have 2
pregame
minutes.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what time does the pregame show start today?
Okay. This is how I'm gonna answer this. I think 11:30. Because that's what time I have to be there to do it with Billy and Norman Chad today. But I can't remember if it's recorded and it airs a little later.
Okay, so the pregame show I think is going to be going on for a couple hours before we start the live stream, which is on a 2-hour delay. It might be an hour and a half, Ryan said. So 4 p.m. we start watching the action, but how many hours is the pregame show before that? Nick, you're the owner of Hustler Casino Live.
Well, that's okay. So it is recorded now that I remember, and we will play it right before, probably an hour or so before. Probably the pregame show. I don't have a set time. It's probably going to be like an hour and some change. And
it's probably going to be 2 hours. I'm guessing 2.
Yeah, it could be.
We got a lot to talk about. especially tomorrow.
What do you mean we?
Like the people doing the pregame show. I'm doing the pregame show with Joey tomorrow.
I know you are.
Your
And so am
mother.
I. Your mother's ass. I'm going to be with you and Joey doing it.
Are you? They let you in?
They do it. They are.
Oh, God, I
Yeah,
can't get
I
rid
know
of you.
I know a
thought I was
guy.
going to have some alone time with Joey where we could have normal conversations without a
No.
toothpick in his mouth.
That's right. I know a guy. I'll be there.
Joey clears his throat less. Okay, everybody. We will see you here tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be doing this for all 5 days. Brent Harrington is our producer, and then I will, given Ryan gives me the thumbs up, he kind of did. I will be jumping into the poker or Twitter Spaces, and I will be giving updates on the dynamics at the table. I'm not going to be giving any updates on hands. I will say something exciting happened. Make sure you tune in an hour and a half. But I will be trying to give like some cool updates and just talk about the general feel of what's going on at Hustler Casino Live. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for Brent Harrington producing the show last minute for us. Thank you. And thanks to Nick and Ryan for putting this on. Really, like the fact that they're doing this for our community means a fucking lot because we haven't had this kind of buzz around poker in so long. We're bringing in so many new players and celebrities and like degenerate gamblers too, like Mickey.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate all of you, and we'll see you in the live streaming at Hustler Casino. See you at VIP.
Enjoy watching history. NV out.